Martin, how did training go today, a day out from the Germany match?
The training was very good today, very good. It was short, it was sharp, and the players are in good form.
And Tony?
Thanks very much. Martin, you've a lot to consider, maybe more than most games, because obviously you've players missing through suspension, but there's been a lot of injuries as well. Can you bring us up to date on how Seamus Coleman is and Wes Hoolan in particular?
Wes trained today, and he was fine. And Seamus had a day off today because he has worked exceptionally hard in the last couple of days, and he has done very well indeed. And I think the game, this game, if he's not ready for this game, he should be ready for Sunday.
There was a doubt about Cyrus Christie earlier in the week as well, but will he be ready to slot in now for
Yes,
Seamus?
Cyrus, obviously Cyrus wants to play, is very, very keen to do so, and he's fine. Physios have done a little bit of work on him, and he feels much freer, and he's ready to go.
It looked like Wes might have been limping a little bit in some of the training that we saw, and obviously he had a heel injury. Will that carry through to tomorrow, do you think? Or are you confident that he's fit enough?
Sorry, in what training? Sorry?
This morning we thought that he might have been limping a little bit.
Well, you weren't supposed to be in there when us.
For the first 15 minutes we were.
Well, if he was, then he unbelievably left the limp behind him during the training, and he was fine, really fine.
So you'd be happy that he's ready to
yeah,
start?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Patrick?
Robbie, could I congratulate you and just ask what the last couple of days have been like?
Yeah, as you can imagine, it's been obviously fairly hectic. Played in Seattle on Sunday, and then left early Monday morning, and obviously my wife had a baby on 7 o'clock on Monday evening, and I left the hospital at 9 o'clock, 2 hours in the hospital, so you can imagine how that went down well. But she understands. So it's been a hectic few days, but it's been obviously very joyful to have a new baby into to a family, and now I'm here with the Irish team, and I'm fully focused on being here.
Emotional time, wife and baby both okay?
Everyone's perfect. Thank you.
I think he stopped short of the breastfeeding. Yeah.
Did you hear what your assistant manager had to say?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he's used to it because he's got bigger tits than me. So.
Martin, does it? I mean.
Very good.
Martin, what Robbie's been through personally, obviously a great time for him. Does it affect your thinking with your team?
No, not. I think he's full of it. He always comes here in really good spirits. Particularly the last time he came, he was feeling really fit and ready to go. And I think all of this particular things can only add to it. So he's fine. He's ready to go.
Robbie, have you had a laugh and a joke with Roy? You seem to be having a bit of a chat during the start of training.
About what?
About the baby and what he had to say yesterday.
No, not really. No, just said we're here to play against Germany, and we'll focus on that. If we're having a conversation, it would have been about the training or something like that. But that was it.
Do you feel absolutely right, ready to go?
For me?
Yeah.
I'm always ready to go. Wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
Neil?
With the two games in quick succession, do you have to tailor tomorrow's selection with Sunday's game in mind too?
No, there's obviously there's a couple of selections that were taken out of your hands for start with Glenn Whelan and James McLean, both being suspended. So we have a couple of other players who are on 2 yellow cards, but I think I can't keep going around worrying, concerning myself about that. We can only treat this game, first game, can't look too far into Sunday and start thinking about that. Here we need to get something out of this game, and this becomes the most important thing.
Martin, where would a win tomorrow rank for you and what you've achieved as a manager?
I genuinely don't think that that's wildly important. I think that time to reflect on things is when you've got about 25 minutes left in this earth, and by that time it's probably too late. But so I think that genuinely I'm not wildly concerned about it. It'd be really terrific if we could make it to France one way or the other. If we could, if we can get a result here, it'd be terrific. Keeps a bit of momentum going, and I would genuinely, obviously, selfishly, I'd like to qualify for myself and the backroom staff, but for some of the players, including the man beside me here, it would be terrific. You know, just be a nice send-off for his international career.
Man, obviously Germany's a massive challenge at home, but you know, you haven't lost in a good while at the Aviva Stadium. How much of a fortress do you think the Aviva can be?
I think that well, I think that Robbie might be in a better position to answer that than myself. I've only been in for a while, but I think that a full house, I think the crowd behind us, obviously you want to try and get every advantage you possibly can, you can get. And I think that the Poland game, for instance, when the Poles brought a lot of people here and really supported the team very, very strongly. And I think we responded brilliantly that evening to a game, and the second half in particular was fantastic. If tomorrow night evokes anything like that again, that would be great.
And just James McCarthy and John Walters will both be suspended if they pick up yellow cards tomorrow night for the Poland game.
James McLean and oh, sorry.
No, I think James McCarthy will be suspended for the Poland game if he picks up a yellow. Will you instruct them to play any differently, or will you?
No, I can't. You know, because you start instructing them about not doing certain things that are obviously part of their game, and then they might pick up a yellow card for something really, really, you know, innocuous or something like that. It happens. And so no, you've got to play your game. You've got to play. If they end up doing that, that's unavoidable. I think I said the last time, and possibly worth repeating. Very difficult nowadays to go through a 10-game program here without picking up a few yellow cards along the way. So, and it always happens in competitions that the further you go on, and the further that, or more towards the end of it, you're going to accumulate these, and you're going to have to just judge it accordingly and deal with it accordingly.
And just on Tony Kroos has made the most passes throughout European qualification. How important do you think it is to kind of get stuck into him and not let him, I suppose, dictate play from the middle?
Yeah, he's a very, very good player. The Germans are very good players. They're not world champions for nothing. Really fine players. They're back. I think they felt maybe just after the World Cup that they might have had a little bit of a hangover, but they were always going to top this group because they're the best side in it.
Right. Robbie, will it be a strange game to play in because the atmosphere could be affected by what's going on in Glasgow?
No, I don't think so. I think people are there focused on what we're trying to do, and we can't dictate what's going to happen in Glasgow, so we just have to focus on us, and I'm sure that the crowd will be on their phones and what have you, and checking the results, but I think it's certainly important that the players, and we have to make sure that we're fully focused on their job in hand. We can't help what happens up there.
Martin, you mentioned there Seamus Coleman, but right now, I'm up here just in case, right now do you rate him possible, probable or not at all given the magnitude of the game?
Sorry?
Seamus Coleman, possible, probable or not at all for the game against Germany?
Oh, for Seamus?
Yeah.
Seamus would be not playing in the game.
He's definitely out.
He wouldn't be playing in the game. Yeah, he's done really, really well. As I said, very, very well indeed. But I think that the extra week that he's had, he was almost in contention a few times, obviously for Everton. So, and he's getting better all the time. But I think that he will be absolutely and utterly fine for Sunday.
Robbie, I don't want to rewind, but I will. Does the shadow or spectre of the last time the Germans were here still haunt this squad?
No, certainly not. We've got a different management staff. We've new players coming in, so I'm certainly not one of those players that looks back. We know we have a squad of players here now that are quite capable of getting something against the Germans. They're still a fantastic team, but they certainly have a few flaws in the team. But it's going to be a difficult game, but certainly not. The players are thinking about what happened against Germany the last time. There's no question about that. We're fully focused on tomorrow's game and nothing else.
You get one and you equal Gert Muller. Have you thought about that?
No, not really. Not at all. Actually, not at all.
Huh?
That'd be great, but I haven't thought about it.
Okay, Robbie, once again, I'm a German journalist, and the Gerd Müller story since yesterday has a very sad aspect. What do you feel if you hear such a news about this guy?
Yeah, it's obviously very, very sad, and wishes, certainly wish his family well, and I can only talk about him as a player. He was an absolutely fantastic player, and to have that amount of goals for your country and the amount of games that he played is absolutely incredible. And, all I can do is wish him well.
Martin, from the outside looking in, it feels like Irish football could do with a shot of optimism into it. This could be the perfect opportunity to provide it, just with a win over, say, Germany, or just for qualification. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I think the qualification would be absolutely terrific, and of course, it's a big game. I don't think there's any getting away from it. We have to naturally approach the game as positively as we possibly can, and even that suggests some sort of negativity. I think we have to. We will get a chance to play in the game. There's no doubt at all about it. We will get a chance to play, and it's up to us then to try and manoeuvre the ball well enough to get into a few positions where we can actually have some strikes at goal. And there are times, naturally, as you said yesterday, the lad said yesterday at the press conference of the day before, that we're going to have to try and play without the ball. I don't think those things are possibly ingrained into the team. It's nothing new, I think, here, and it's how we approach that. It's if we stay behind the ball the whole time, the whole game, and not be positive going forward, then the Germans are good enough to beat you. So we will have to try and be positive. As regarding what it will be in terms of a fillip for the nation, of course, it would be really, really great.
And with 2 games left to play, it's effectively in your hands whether you get one. That's a good, strong position to be in, isn't it, with 2 games left to play? Really?
Well, naturally it is. Even after Scotland game in June, it wasn't out of our hands at that stage. You still had to win a number of games. We've won 2 since that there. Two of the most difficult games you could possibly imagine, home to Germany, away to Poland, faces. But I think that we've got to be, and we will be really positive in the outlook. And I think that, and I've got a number of players in the side who can cause problems to Germany.
Martin, I'm over here.
Sorry.
Martin, it's a bit of it's almost a cliche now that Irish football is talked about a lot in terms of qualities like spirit, grit, determination. I think you yourself said earlier in the campaign that this team has to battle for everything. I mean, how important a factor is that the spirit in this side and their willingness to be up for a fight on that kind of level tomorrow night against what you've described as the best team in the world?
Yeah, I think that I think there are a number of points to consider. One, that has been part of the culture here, and I played for Northern Ireland. We had exactly the same. We had some wonderful players playing in our side. Unfortunately, didn't play often enough with George Best, who could have turned some matches for it. But we had some really good players. But essentially, we had to battle for every ounce of that you possibly had in the games. And I don't think it hasn't. And I looked across the border and saw the likes of Liam Brady, Stapleton, people like this, really good players playing then. And despite the really fine players they had, it seemed from a distance that they didn't maybe possess the same sort of team spirit that we had. I think things have changed since that. I think Jack Charlton coming in and Mick McCarthy have gone and changed that. But I think I think you would know better than me, we've always had to fight for it. Now, does that mean it's going to remain that there for the next 50, 60 years? I don't know. Maybe football will change. But until it does so, we'll have to battle for it. I say this, you know, and not every single minute that the Germans who won a World Cup was a pleasant moment for them. They had to battle through certain matches themselves, had to find a bit of spirit. So, you asked me, I think, before, spirit alone won't win you football matches, but it does help in times of real predicament. And I think that we have that. And I talk about it, yes, but we have one or two players who can play a bit as well too. And given a chance, could open up the Germans. And if you can open up the Germans, then you'll be able to open up other countries as well.
Martin, just on the, over here, on the right back slot, obviously David Moyler, you threw him in there against Germany. Cyrus Christie played against Gibraltar at right back. David hasn't played much football lately. Is there a decision there to be made, or do you know in your mind that, you know, is Cyrus going to slot in there?
I know. Well, I know who I'm going to play. Yeah, if that's the case. Yeah. But there's not. I think you'll have a fair idea who I'm going to play as well too. But there's no. If I just keep telling people what my team is, then I don't have any plan then anymore. You know. So all the Germans have to do is just listen in here, and and judge accordingly. So, you know, if you put me in a spot, I'll let you know in about 20 minutes, secretly.
Well, just a non-team matter then, just on Jeff Hendrick, obviously set up John O'Shea over in Gelsenkirchen again in the last game. Have you seen him grow in confidence under your tenure?
Yeah, very much so, and it's good. And I think that the confidence he gets with playing with us and the encouragement he gets from playing with us has helped him at club level, because he has now got back into the side. I thought he played really well, particularly the first half on Saturday and in the game, as did the other two lads as well too. But Jeff in particular has grown in confidence. That little run that he made for John Walters for the goal is an incredible boost of confidence that it gives him. And he is now, I think he's attempting to try more things. When he first came on the scene at Derby, when I saw him in and out of the team, and I think just finding his feet, he's got more confidence now, which is great. He's got strong, and he looks a really decent player in the making.
Robbie, I know you're Robbie in, but how much talk has there been among players in the last day or so, or previously, about the results in Gelsenkirchen, and what can that do for the
honestly, the players don't really speak too much about the past, and certainly since I've been in, maybe before I came in, they may have had a chat about it, but since I've been in, certainly they haven't. But does it give you confidence when you play against a team like Germany, the world champions, and you know you can get a result away from home? Of course, it's going to breed confidence into the team, and we certainly know that we're quite capable of tomorrow of getting something out of this game. There's no question about that.
Martin, two things. I won't ask you your team, but is Darren Gibson fit to start if selected?
Well, you are asking me the team, you know. So
I'm asking, is he available to start the game?
He is available for selection, yes, which is good news for us. He's actually doing fine. I thought that a few weeks ago that he was, or the reports I'd been getting was that he was further behind in his work than he had been. But it was good to see them then getting, although not much playing time, but at least getting onto the bench at Everton. And then, since he's been here, a little chat to him, but he is feeling fine. I say that yet, and he just had a little twinge in his knee today, but doesn't think it's anything at all to concern himself with. But he'll be in the squad anyway.
And sorry, secondly, Robbie Brady. I know he had played in a number of positions for Hull, but the fact that he is getting regular game time for Norwich City, can you see his defensive awareness coming on? Is that a boost to you in terms of having the confidence to play?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I said this quite some time ago, that Robbie Brady could play in a number of positions, and eventually a centre midfield in one of a three or whatever the case may be should present no problem to him, as it seems to be happening at Norwich. So that's encouraging for us as well too, because when he steps into a position, it's not foreign to him. So yeah, again, and he's got good confidence as well too, and improving and looking well.
Robbie, I'd like to get your thoughts on defenders that like to play, and sometimes Germany are maybe guilty of overplaying. As a striker, do you prefer to play against defenders that maybe put the ball at risk, and Germany, are guilty of overplaying?
Yeah, listen, at times, certainly, when you've got a team that likes to play, keep possession of the ball, sometimes they can get a little bit of confidence and get carried away at times. But they're good players. There's no question about that. But every defender sometimes takes a chance. So I think it's important that, certainly as a striker, that you should always be on your toes and ready in case an opportunity presents itself. Like the weekend for me, for example, the defender tried to play a square ball and I nicked it and I scored. So you have to always be on your toes, and certainly the players whoever's going to be playing tomorrow, that's something to certainly think about.
Robbie, I know this is a question often gets asked before games of this magnitude, but are we due a win against top-ranked opposition? And if so, what gives you the belief that tomorrow night can be that time?
Listen, we want to win every game that you're involved in, but it'll be great certainly for the group and to win against the world champions. But I think you're always due a win. There's no question. We go into every game trying to win. But some games are different. Sometimes you have to take different opportunities, and if we have a chance to win the game, all well and good, and that's what we're here for. We're here to win. If we get a result tomorrow, it'll certainly be great for everybody, and that's something we're going to try to achieve to do.
Two final questions, please.
Martin, I'm sure you have as well, just looking at the group and all the possible permutations and that, but which for you would be the best result in Glasgow if Poland were to beat Scotland?
I don't think I can. I think you asked me day before yesterday about the group. Naturally, when I'm sitting here this morning, I would I take my chance in the playoffs if we can get into them. Who knows what might materialise? But I just think I might as well sum this up. We have got two very, very difficult games coming up. We're playing the world champions, players who are playing Champions League football on a regular basis, players who have won a World Cup, players who have got the experience of going away from home and dealing with any given situation, and they're improving. We're playing Poland, who are very, very strong. We're playing Poland away from home. Two difficult games. Does that mean that we just give up? Absolutely not. We're going to go and show, as we mentioned there before, a bit of fighting spirit and a bit of ability and a bit of self-belief, which is very, very important. A bit of self-belief to know that when you have the ball, as we will have the ball, certain stages, that we try and manoeuvre it, because we will get a chance to play. The Germans are very, very good. I think that I don't necessarily go into every single stat, but I think that they enjoyed almost like 400 more passes than Scotland had in the game, and Scotland were playing at home, and Scotland would be renowned for being able to deal with the ball. So does that mean that it's impossible? Absolutely not. We can go, and we want. I think that we have a challenge in our hands, and I think that we have the desire to deal with that challenge now.
Patrick? Martin, it got a few less headlines, but Roy also spoke yesterday about the progress that's been made over the last couple of years. I just wondered, do you feel that as well? And is that progress, all the hard work over 2 years, is that all on the line in the next 4 or 5 days?
Yeah. I mean, it's very easy for me to sit here and talk to you about the progress. Yes, I do. Do I think that we've? I think maybe you might have to ask the players whether they think that there's been progress made. It's been a good spirit. I think there's always been a good spirit among the players, and even before I came in here, asking players did they want to play for the country. I think he epitomises it here. He's made a journey across half the world to come and play in a game. in a match here at his particular age now. He's not 26 or 27. You know, he's in the latter stages of his career. Still wants to don the shirt, still wants to do those things, still wants to be part of a situation here where we can try and qualify for one competition, which might be a swan song for him. And I think that is there. That's there in abundance. Do I think that we've made progress? I mean, am I going to turn around and say selfishly, I think we have? I absolutely do think that. I do think that there. But eventually, we're in results business. I have to try and get through the group. It would be great. We were in a difficult group to begin with. We would have, I think, no disrespect to a few other groups, but we might actually be in a playoff situation by now. We've played 8 games in the Germany, Poland, Scotland group and not assured of anything. And we've got 15 points on the board. I might tell you something. Are we ready for the game tomorrow night? Yeah. No. No.
Everything you said, I agree with.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, folks.
Brilliant.